Known for both comedic and dramatic roles, Rose Byrne has already won a Golden Globe for Best Actress this award season for the psychological drama If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. She's been acting professionally for more than 30 years, and now she's up for her first Oscar. Senior arts correspondent Jeffrey Brown recently joined her in New York for our Arts and Culture series, Canvas.
The bathroom has water in it.
It's a portrait of a woman coming undone. Under so much pressure, it's breaking her. In the film If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Rose Byrne plays Linda, with a severely ill daughter hooked up to a feeding tube, an often absent second-guessing husband. Things are so bad, the roof of her home literally collapses. Therapist herself, she's in therapy. Conan O'Brien, in a dramatic turn, plays her unhelpful therapist. And she's begging someone, anyone, to tell her what to do.
But I'm asking you a thing, an actual thing, a problem to fix, that I need help with this. Am I supposed to just sit around and watch her fail and this is just going to go on forever? What do I do?
Okay, that means there's no drinking, there's no drugs, there's no...
Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
What this woman is what your character is going through can be hard to watch. You're laughing now, but was it hard to play?
There's an element of just like, of trying something, being on a dangerous tightrope every day. She's unraveling, but how the unraveling looks and at which parts, so she's trying to keep it together and when she really falls apart. So it was challenging, yeah. I just didn't want to mess it up.
Now 46, the Australian-born, Brooklyn-based Byrne has done drama, including 2004's Troy, horror in the Insidious series, and comedy, foil to Kristen Wiig in the 2011 film Bridesmaids.
Can you just stop? Just stop.
And to Seth Rogen on the current Apple TV series Platonic. Legs is based in part on director Mary Bronstein's real-life experience with her daughter's illness. Byrne says she and Bronstein spent hours and hours before production talking about the character, trying to get a grasp on her.
You've said that you like to know everything about a character, who she was before the moment we're seeing you on camera.
Well, I was obsessed, because we don't get any information about her, I was just obsessed with who she was before she was a parent, when she was a teenager, and everyone's going to respond differently to a crisis. And why is she responding like that? What is her temperament? What happened to her? What's her story? And like actors' homework, stuff that's sort of boring, but that
not all actors like that. I mean, some actors just want to be dropped.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I've worked with actors who don't want to rehearse. They find it very disruptive, and they want to be completely authentic and in the moment and spontaneous. But I was less interested in relating it to myself and relating it to this character of who she was.
Mommy, Abby scares me. She only eats Nutella. I need you to be with you.
One of the most striking things about this film is your face is on camera, but in real close-up. Now, we're sitting pretty close, but in the film...
Yes, it was like a few inches from my face.
The camera was right there?
I could hear it going, because we were shooting on film, on 35.
Yeah.
And so it's a actual living thing, and so I was contending with technically just drowning out the noise and giving Mary what she would need, but also trying to be also in the moment. So it's a balance, right? That tightrope of acting for the camera, but never have I had the camera that close to my face.
But I'm curious, and I'm imagining most people don't know how this works for you as an actress.
Yeah.
With vis-a-vis the camera. You know it's there, but do you put it out of your head? Or?
Yeah, that's a great question. It was I think every actor has a decent power to disassociate, for better or worse. And in this case, I dove deep into my ability to disassociate, because it's so close. So everything is magnified 1,000%. It's like, okay, what don't you need? It's going to be minimal when it's that close. And that was something I hadn't really been required to do before on screen.
You keep telling us that it isn't our fault. Yeah. But it is.
In other words, how much to withhold as well as let loose. And how much to use moments of dark comedy to leaven the pain of a woman questioning whether she should be a mother and whether she's to blame for her child's problems.
she's failed and that I failed.
Byrne, herself the mother of 2 young boys, with her longtime partner and fellow actor Bobby Cannavale, says the film taps into larger cultural issues around motherhood.
It's such a varied experience, and that is what's so wonderful about this script, is that it really showed a side that we don't really see of a woman who's like, I don't think I should be doing this, and I was so fascinated with that. And who was she? Again, back to like, I can relate, of course, to the relentless nature of being a parent, and she captures that raw kind of feeling when you're really struggling. But I've not had a child with a serious illness, you know, thank God, I mean, knock on wood, you know, like that, and hopefully, you know, 99% of parents won't go through what she went through. We spoke to mothers who have children with special needs, and that was fascinating to see their varied experiences of what that was
as part
like.
of your preparation?
Yeah, part of the preparation. I've just had women come up to me from all different worlds who've just said, I feel seen. I feel seen.
Also to that end, Byrne co-founded Dollhouse Pictures with Australian friends and colleagues to prioritize female-driven storytelling.
A lot of it is really also, I think, as an actor trying to find your own agency, because often you don't have any, you know, and you're sort of waiting for things to happen, and things come your way and things don't. So I've been really inspired by other actresses who've done that before me, who just try to source material and find stuff and develop it.
But are you satisfied with where you're at right now?
Oh my gosh, I feel it's funny, yeah, a moment like this, you sort of naturally take stock a bit and reflect.
Yeah.
I think I'm just still myself, you know, like, but I feel very grateful.
You're going home from this interview, you said,
exactly,
to pick up the
going
kids.
to pick up kids, but
Right.
I feel very grateful, and I feel very honored, and it's surreal. And again, the film it's a small movie, and it's a challenging film, so it feels extra magic, yeah.
Rose Byrne goes for her first Oscar on March 15th. For the PBS News Hour, I'm Jeffrey Brown in New York.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.